All right, welcome everyone. This is Anna Runyon, and today I am here with Claire Trost, and I'm really excited to introduce you to her. She is a CRP member, Corporate Rescue Plan member, and she has gone through quite the journey over the last 2 years, so we're going to dive deep into that. Thank you so much, Claire, for joining us.
Thanks. I'm excited to be here and help.
Yeah, definitely. So briefly, tell us a little bit about where you are at in your business journey today.
Today I have two businesses. One is a personal blog, and it focuses on local food, backyard gardening and cooking with a little lifestyle mixed in, just telling people about my family and what we're up to. I also have a business that is a small farm. And so we grow and sell garlic and also raise pastured meats, such as chickens, pigs, turkeys, and hope to grow into cattle as the business expands.
Amazing. So that's huge. So there had to be some fears you had when you were starting. What were kind of some of those fears?
Of course. I think the bigger fears came with the with the farm, because there was so much more investment in it. And there were lots of conversations. I'm partners with my husband and a neighbor within this farm. And what really came down to for me was getting over the hurdle of the money that needed to be involved in order to do this. And I realized that at the end of the day, it's almost like a car. And there are worse decisions that I could make on a car than on a business. And so with bigger paybacks down the road. So it was getting over the hurdle and fear of investing money in something. And then with the blog, there were a few fears getting started out. I started the blog 3 years ago when I was relatively young and didn't know anybody else who had a blog. So there's a fear of feeling like you're legitimate within the world of blogging and to even your own friends and family. Fear of having typos out there for everyone to judge. But I think it's one of those things that I am so glad that I took that leap and just dove right in, because it's made my life so much more cool.
Yes.
Right?
Well, yeah. What were some of the challenges that you faced in the beginning?
There's different challenges. It's just such a learning curve, particularly in this world of technology, which isn't my forte. I have learned a lot, and there are so many resources out there to really kind of get over the hurdles of learning what WordPress looks like. There are so many other people who are very skilled in those things. I've learned to invest in those people who have the knowledge, who can help teach me or help just do the things that I just can't physically comprehend in my brain, that's a little more creative versus technical. So I think the biggest thing for me was just the learning, but that's also been the most rewarding.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds to me as though it was money. It was a big thing kind of holding you back. Mm-hmm. And then the technical stuff, that was obviously a big thing holding you back. So how did it feel when you didn't know how to do all this stuff?
Some days it was overwhelming. Some days when you figured something out, it was like you could conquer anything. It was the best feeling when you get into deep within Bluehost or within WordPress. You feel like you're Mark Zuckerberg because you figured out how to do this, add a pin to an image or something like that. So there's a lot of benefit of learning things, but there are definitely days that were frustrating. And that you just have to reach out to people who really know what they're doing and have those resources within your network.
Exactly. Yeah, because you came in, you already had, I remember this blog, and you had already created so much too. So what was kind of at that point for your blogging, what was holding you back at that point?
At that point, I just didn't know how to move forward. I knew there were things that I didn't want to do with my blog. I didn't want to lose authenticity by adding so many affiliate links everywhere, adding ads. I wanted it to still be very true to me, and didn't want to. I've seen so many people just kind of sell out in order to get cash. So it was trying to learn where the next step is, and if it's truly that I just have a smaller following because I'm not linking to everything, that's okay, but how can I still make this something that's not just a hobby? I remember telling you in our first conversation about learning about CRP is, I love my job because I do have a great job, but this is something that could be very cool to have in the for now and in the future. And I'm sick and tired of just pinning all sorts of inspiration. I need to actually do something about it. So that was my big thing, where it's just like, listen, I've got all these inspiration boards on Pinterest, let's actually do something.
Exactly.
So that was one of my biggest reasons. And I love that learning about creating mission statements and business plans has just evolved into an actual business for me and my husband.
Yeah, that's awesome. So when did you make the decision to commit to building your business and joining CRP?
It was the spring of 2015, I think. And like I said, you had offered a free introductory phone call. And I said, all right, let's just learn a little bit more about what it's all about. And because I had hit that point where I just felt like I was surrounded by inspiration and things to read. I had done a lot of reading on my own, whether it's articles or books from the library. And it was just time to actually put some action into what I was learning about. And it was one of those things that just felt right, the timing.
Yeah. And what did you, like, what was your first, like, thought when you joined? Like, what did you start doing right away?
I was excited to dive right in. Man, you're going to have me think about 2 years ago.
I know. It's like, we should have done this a year ago, but that's okay. I'm getting organized now.
So, my initial thoughts were excitement. I remember after getting the first module, really sitting down and through my morning coffee one morning before work and just like writing out all different ideas I had, what sort of legs I thought things might potentially have for the future. And I remember stepping back from that morning being like, my brain is at capacity and it's only 10. Like, how did that even happen? But it was a good, first taste of really starting to get your ideas out on paper and think about all the possibilities that you could have.
Yeah, so it sounds like that very first section of just your purpose and your mission is where you dove in right away. And I think that's almost the most important too, because you already had this business, you already had a blog. So it's kind of going back to your mission and for your vision. That's kind of like that first step you took, it sounds like.
Yeah. And it was just, how can I make this more legitimate? How can I make it not just something that's little updates about my family? Exactly.
So then leading into creating your business plan, is that where you kind of went next?
Yeah. I went through the whole module system for the blog. It's not perfect what I did with the blog, but honestly, I learned a lot more that helped set the groundwork for when we started the farm. By really working on mission statements and business plans with that, just because it became such a larger undertaking than just having a lifestyle blog, because we were actually offering products to people and selling things. So being able to work the tools that are in the CRP system twice and pick and choose what really fit well with what project I was working on.
I love that, because you weren't just selling, like a lot of people are selling online products, but you have like really real physical products that you're selling too. So that's important to know that, kind of walking through the same modules worked for the online blog and also with starting a farm and selling products on your farm. That is exciting. That just makes me super happy.
No, definitely. It's a totally different thing than selling a service. And there may be a day that I do sell a service, and I've explored a lot of different ideas, but it just hasn't been the right timing. But selling a product it's exciting and fun. So, but it's just a different mindset.
And when did you make the decision to commit to building the farm then? Like, where was that in the process?
It was about a year ago. We had been talking about it for a long time. And we had been selling eggs to friends and family. We've got preschoolers. Sorry. But we had been talking about really seeing what we could do, because we love growing food for us. We love growing food for our families. We were beginning to sell it to neighbors as well. So it just became this one thing where it was like, could we potentially do this? And your phrase, practice and perfect action, has probably been what's carried us through every decision that we've done. Because if we sat around and waited till we had the right amount of money, if we sat around and waited till we had everything that we could possibly know about running a small farm, we'd never get started. And so by just jumping right in and learning as we go has made this all possible. And so that's really how we made our decision. It was just like, let's do it.
I love that. Yeah, everyone knows imperfect action and baby steps. I think I say that every day too. So what do you think would have happened if you had not followed the CRP plan? Like, where do you think you'd be?
I think I'd probably be at the same place. I was in like one networking group, and it's still a great group of bloggers, and I enjoy working with them. But being with CRP, I have looked more intently into my local female entrepreneur groups, trying to connect with people. I've connected with individuals who are also doing CRP within Indianapolis. So that's been good to be able to get coffee and bounce ideas around. So it's broadened my network, and it's also made me really have more confidence in moving forward with business ideas and potential new business opportunities.
So what are some results that you've had then? Because I know you've had some fun things happen.
Sure. I mean, we have Facebook pages and Instagram pages for each business with good followings, engaged followings. Other successes that I've had, I've connected with brands that are more geared towards my beliefs. There were times that I would be brands or restaurants would reach out for reviews that really didn't fit within my niche, but understanding really what I stood for and where I wanted to be authentically. Claire, the owner of Bloom and Ventura Acres, has helped me understand who I should be working with moving forward and give me the power to say, no, it's okay. I don't need to work with you. And it's nothing against them. It's just not the right fit for what we're doing. So that's been a neat win, because I think even though I am saying no to some people, it's opening doors to more genuine partnerships.
Tell us about the So, and I'm very similar. I run like a family sort of business too, but tell me about that, because I know that's for me, that's a huge blessing. Sure. Tell me about running the business now with your family, with your son that was born, Theo. What's that like, and how does that bring you joy as well?
It does. It's one of those things that I always said my husband and I would need more to talk about than just work. We could never work together. We should have our own things. But we've had a lot of fun doing this alongside each other. I think it's great that there's a big piece of it that's an outdoor hobby too. So I've heard that good couples should have an outdoor and an indoor hobby. And so getting to the farm is great, but then coming back together and talking about marketing plans, promotions, different blog posts, or goals for the future has been fun too. And I think it's made us stronger as a couple. As we move forward, obviously Theo can't be terribly involved right now, but it's one of those things that it's almost every decision you make is for them. It's a thing that we hope will continue for a decade or longer. So we know he will be very involved as we move forward. If he wants to have his own business that kind of benchmarks off of ours, I think that would be really cool if he was bitten by the entrepreneurial bug because of what we're doing at a young age. I think I would support that 100%.
So what would you say that you're most proud of so far in your building your blog and this farm? Is there something that makes you the most proud of what you've accomplished in the past couple of years?
There's little wins every day, but I think the biggest thing that I feel very excited about is when you know that you're inspiring somebody else. So a big piece of Bloom and Ventura Acres is that I grew up in the city. I was born in Chicago. It's not the lifestyle that I was intended to have. My parents are still coming around to the whole concept of me living on a farm, just because we thought having 1 acre was a huge deal when I was younger. So to know that I'm inspiring people, whether it is to grow their own food or just do something totally off track of what they're expected to do, makes me really excited and gives me fuel to keep moving forward.
Yeah, I think you touched on something really important, because building these businesses, not everyone some people think you're crazy. That's just the way it is, right? Like me and you, we're crazy. But I think it is going back to that, is you're inspiring another generation who is, other people are going to think they're crazy too, but it's like, you can do it, you still have to push through and you can do it. So I thank you for inspiring other people and joining us here. And so how can people learn more about you and what you do? Where can they find you?
To learn more about us, we have websites set up for the farm. It's ventarrowacres.com. And then the blog can be found at theblogloom.com. We have social media platforms for everything, and a goal for 2017 is to really start getting connected on YouTube with our YouTube channel that we're slowly developing.
Awesome. And that's Bent, B-E-N-T, Arrow Acres, just so we'll have the links to those too. Yeah. So overall, I think just from what I've taken from here too is that Claire just had a challenge of wanting to really get out of her day job, right? And to get unstuck and to really build a goal and a dream and have this business with our family and pursue her values and our purpose. And I think it's amazing, just kind of like how you just kept pushing that imperfect action. You went through the program for your blog, you came back and you went through the program for this farm that you're building as well. And you made the decision to keep moving forward, and you're still doing it. Like, you're still showing us all your goals and your accomplishments, and 2017 is upon us. And so go watch her on YouTube and see what she's up to too. I'll be watching your videos as well. So thanks, Claire, for joining us today.
Well, thank you.
Any last words?
I guess one of the biggest things, I think we were just talking there, people will think you're crazy, and it will be hard. Because it's not the ordinary route that people take. But it's definitely really worth it to do something different, and you'll be so much happier. I believe that happiness is truly found in growth, and that's what we do every day as entrepreneurs. We grow.
Awesome. I love it. Perfect last words. Awesome. Well, we'll see you guys later. Thank you, Claire.
So why are some people able to quit their jobs, grow successful businesses, have freedom, profitability, and less stress, while so many others fail within the first 18 months? Why are some women building their own creative businesses in the comfort of their own home, being their own bosses with more freedom to live the life how they want to live it? These women don't have to deal with the office politics, while others have to go back to their corporate job because they couldn't make enough money and their business never takes off. Why are some people earning a living doing what they love, making their passion their paycheck, and just seem to love waking up on Mondays to leave a lasting impact on this earth, while others are overwhelmed and stressed and just giving up on their dreams because they don't know how to meet their customers' needs or even who their ideal customer even is? My goal during this video series is to help you become more fulfilled and focused in your work and life. Make your dreams come true by building a profitable business that makes an impact in the world. It's possible. If you want to serve others and you know you have a bigger purpose, or you have a business but you feel like you're wasting time and you're strapped for cash, maybe you want less stress and more joy so that you can be more in control of your destiny. Get ready, because this video series I created just for you. Hi, my name is Anna Runyon, and I'm the creator of Corporate Rescue Plan, and I'm the founder and CEO of one of Forbes' 35 most influential career sites. Welcome to my brand new video series called The Startup Revolution. In this first video, I'm going to show you a new plan for your life, something that gives you the resources to quit your day job and build a business that really makes a difference in the world. You are going to see how to transform your passion and your skills into a business so that you can make a living doing what you love and have more freedom and time to spend with your family and pursue your dreams and goals and control your destiny. So, if you're a woman with dreams of becoming a successful business owner, but you don't know where to start, or you're a current business owner who isn't getting consistent cash flow and clients, and you're overwhelmed trying to keep your business dream afloat, well, stay with me, because this video series is made just for you. Things are about to get exciting. Are you ready?